In this case, it's using our elimination method. So to do these problems, remember we're going to multiply one, if not both equations by some number to get the variables, either x or y, to be completely opposite of each other. So like for instance, on the first one here that I'm looking at, number 1, here I have 3 and 5. Since 3 doesn't go into 5 nicely, probably not going to choose the x's. Here I have 1 and negative 2. So if I take this first equation, multiply it by 2, and I have to multiply everything by 2, when I add 2y, negative 2y, they're going to cancel. So over here, I'm going to multiply everything by 2. So 6x plus 2y equals 12. And then the other one, just going to copy it right underneath it. So now, I'm going to add the two equations together. See how the y's cancel out. 11x equals 12 and 10 make 22. Divide by 11. And I got x to equal 2. Now I still need to figure out my y value, so I'm going to plug this back into one of them. I'm going to actually plug it into the first equation. So 3 times 2 plus y equals 6. So I have 6 plus y equals 6. Subtract 6. And I have y equals 0. So one of the things I can do is I can just do a quick check. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 0 is 6. 5 times 2 is 10. Minus 2 times 0 is 0. 10 minus 0 is also 10. I know my answer is right. So I'm looking for the ordered pair 2, 0. And it's right there, the letter T. So right down here at the bottom, I can put a T for number 1. All right, 1 down, 7 to go. All right, number 2, same process. I just got to figure out which equation I want to multiply by. So if I look here, boy, 4 and 1 does go into 4 times. So again, I want to make them opposites. So we'll multiply the bottom equation by negative 4. So the first equation, I did absolutely nothing to it. So I'm just going to copy it over. The second equation, now I'm multiplying everything by negative 4. So negative 4x, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8y equals negative 4 times negative 15 is 60. So now as I add like terms, x's cross out, negative 11y equals 66. Undo multiplication by dividing. So when I divide here, 66 divided by negative 11, negative 6. So I got my y. I need to plug it back in and solve for x. I'm going to plug it in here since x is by itself there. Makes my life a little easier. X plus 2 times negative 6 equals negative 15. So x minus 12 equals negative 15. Add 12. So x equals negative 3. So I just do a quick check. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. 6 times negative 3 is 18. Negative 12 and 18 does make 6. Negative 3. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. Negative 3, negative 12 makes negative 15. So I'm now just looking for the point negative 3, negative 6. There it is right there. So number 2 is the letter E. Just like that. 2 down. All right, let's keep on going. All right, number 3. On number 3, I'm going to multiply the first equation. I'm going to kind of change things up a little bit. I could multiply by negative 3. That's going to work just fine. Or I could also multiply by 4 to make this negative 8. Just to be different, I'm going to do that. So the first equation now becomes 4x minus 8y equals 20. And then the other equation didn't change at all. So now I can combine these together. Notice how the y's cross out. 7x equals 21. So So now if I divide by 7, x equals 3. I have my x. I'm going to plug it back in. So for instance, if I plug it in here, I have 3 minus 2y equals 5. Subtract 3, negative 2y equals 2. Divide by negative 2, y equals negative 1. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to cross over that y there for a second. So I'm looking for the ordered pair 3, negative 1. There we go. Number 3 is a n. Oh, we're getting part of the word already. All right, number 4. So when I look at number 4 here, 3 does go into 6 2 times. Sorry, meant to switch colors, so let me switch colors here, just because it makes it probably easier for you guys to see it. So I'm going to multiply that equation by negative 2. So I get negative 6x plus 10y equals negative 44. The other equation I can just copy. So now, add them together. Cross out. 3y equals negative 6. Divide by 3. Y equals negative 2. So now I got to plug that back in. So if I plug it in right here, I have 3x minus 5 times negative 2 equals 22. So let's see, 3x, 2 negatives make positive 10. So now I got to subtract 10. So 3x, cross out, equals 12. Divide by 3, x equals 4. So I'm looking for the ordered pair for negative 2. It's right there, the letter S. So S for number 4. All right, number 5. All right, so number 5, we're already halfway done here. So now this is one that gets a little more challenging because I don't think we really had many of these. Because notice how 3 doesn't go into 5 nicely and negative 2 doesn't go into 3 nicely. So a lot of times on a problem like this, what you can do is just multiply and make both of them opposites. For instance, I can multiply the first equation by 3 and the second equation by 5. When I do that, the first one becomes negative 15x, and the second one becomes positive 15x. So I'm going to do both equations here. So negative 15x plus 9y equals 18. And then the other one is 15x minus 10y equals negative 15. So when I add these together, x's cross out, negative y equals 3. Divide by negative 1, y equals negative 3. So now I can go ahead and plug that back in to one of the equations. I might plug it in right here. So I have 3x minus 2 times negative 3 equals negative 3. So 3x equals, let's see, negative 2 times negative 3 is 6 equals negative 3. Subtract 6. So 3x equals negative 9. Divide by 3. And x also equals negative 3. Wow, they both are negative 3. So let's see if that pops up. There it is, E up top. So that was number 5 is also E. Huh? Go figure, they're both red. All right, 3 left to go. All right, number 6, kind of the same process. These last ones, we're going to kind of be squeezing here, but we're going to multiply. I'm going to try to get rid of the x's. If I multiply this by 5 and this by 6, I'll make it 30 and negative 30. So the first equation would be 30x minus 35y equals 40, and then negative 30x plus 12y equals 6. So now I'm going to add those equations together. Cross out negative 23y equals 46. Divide by negative 23. Whoops, not the y, sorry. Negative 23. Y equals negative 2. So now I'm going to plug that back in. Plug it into the second equation there, or the first one, sorry. 6x minus 7 times negative 2 equals 8. So 6x plus 14 equals 8. Subtract 14. So 6x equals negative 6. Divide by 6. X equals negative 1. Oops, I forgot the negative. Alright, so I'm looking for negative 1, negative 2. So let's see here. There it is, B. So for number 6, here we are, B. Got 2 left. Alright, wow, I'm going to squeeze for some space here, but I think we can do it. Alright, the next one. Ooh. I'm going to keep with the x's, multiply this one by 7, and this one by 9. But now here's the tricky part. If I do that right now and just keep it as that, they're both 63s. When I add them together, not going to work. So I got to choose to make one of them negative. So I'll just choose the bottom one. It doesn't matter, but you just got to make one, not both, just one of them. So the first equation, 63x minus 14y equals 28. Second equation, negative 63x plus 27y equals positive 63. So the x's cross out. 13y equals, if I add these up, I think I get 91. Divide by 13, y equals 7. Okay, so now I got to plug that back in. So like 9x, plug it in back, the first one, 2 times 7 equals 4. So I'm plugging it in right here. So I get 9x minus 14 equals 4. Add 14. So I get 9x equals 18. Divide by 9. X equals 2. I'm looking for the point 27. So E, wow, E was an answer 3 times. All right, last one. We'll finally get our final result here. So this one's at least nice because I can multiply this equation by 3. In fact, I'm just going to write it right underneath here just to kind of save myself some space. So again, multiply everything by 3, add them together. So I get 22y, well, that's kind of nice, equals 22. Divide by 22, y is 1. So now plug it back in. I'm going to plug it in the first one. 3x plus 5 times 1 equals 5. So 3x plus 5 equals 5. So subtract the number. Subtract 5. 3x equals 0. Divide by 3. X equals 0. If I have the point 0, 1 as my last answer, let's see, 0, 1 is right there, A, and we get our answer. Absentee. Oh, that's funny. So, what do you call a missing golf accessory? Absentee. Ha ha ha. You're missing your T, which is a golf accessory. And if you're absent from class, sometimes we call you absentee. Person who's absent from class. Funny. All right. I hope you enjoyed that worksheet.